Hey all, this is Wedding Workshop TV and I'm your host Gabby, and today I'm here with the co-owner of Wedding Workshops and More, Angie, and we're going to be talking about how to get through your vows. Whether it's crying or giggling or freezing, there's a lot of things that could go right or wrong. So we're going to talk about all that.
So I can 100% relate to this topic because my fiance and I are huge criers. Sorry, Joe. But we get emotional when we watch commercials. This Is Us, we've got tears streaming down our face. So we were talking the other day and wondering what would happen to us when we try to read our own vows in front of our friends and family.
Yeah, and I would say from like my perspective, I thought my husband Nathan was gonna be the crier and I was just gonna look like stone cold and all I had to do was remember to smile because I'm not the emotional one. And I unfortunately laughed through the whole thing. The priest is like, okay, now we're gonna do your vows. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is all happening so fast. And I meant in the sense of like, it's happening so fast because the mass is moving really fast.
Right.
But then Nathan kind of looked at me with this panic on his face, like I was about to take off down the aisle. I saw the look on his face and I realized what I said and I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh no.
But like nobody heard it except for us two and the priest. And the priest kind of looked at me like, oh, what are you doing?
All right, so what can I do to get through these vows without going into hysterics and crawling in a ball and crying my eyes out?
Yeah, for us being in a Catholic Mass, we have them read to us and we repeat them back. They still have a lot of meaning.
Sure.
But I think that can be really helpful as like somebody guiding you through it because I was so nervous. I almost got like stage fright standing in front of all those people.
Right.
And so I think it was nice to have someone standing there reminding me, even if you do write your own vows, like having a piece of paper to remind you. Something that can guide you, like not trying to do it by memory.
Yeah. Joe and I did talk about having the officiant read them for us, but then we thought, does that detract from the meaning if someone else is saying them? So we're just trying to figure out.
Maybe that's like your backup plan.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can't get through them, like if all these other tips fail, you have your officiant read it.
Okay.
So what's something that, because you're like an emotional person, a crier, right? I'm not. So what are some things that help you when you're in those situations and you don't want to be like a blubbering mess or like vocally crying and making noise? What do you do?
I will usually have to pause and take a couple deep breaths.
I'm laughing because whenever I'm crying and I take deep breaths, it usually sounds like
That may happen.
No, but I think that's good because it just kind of rebalances you.
Sure.
Something that happened with me that I wasn't really expecting was I felt kind of like in an out-of-body experience. Like I knew I was standing on the altar and we were saying the vows and I knew I was giggling the whole time, but I was also super aware of all the people around me and what was happening. And so it was kind of odd and it threw me off. So I think just knowing that that could happen can also help like mentally prepare you.
Sure.
So another thing that will help is rehearsal. I mean, a lot of people have the rehearsals beforehand, but one thing that was hard for me is my rehearsal was quite a few days before the wedding. So I think either practicing on your own, practicing in the mirror.
I also heard that some couples choose to say their vows that they wrote for each other just together, alone, later that night.
Oh,
right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's just the two of them. Yeah, that's smart.
Those
That's
sweet
kind of
moments.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, and because like with a Catholic wedding, they kind of write the vows for you, but you could still write your own vows after the fact.
Exactly.
Which is kind of that's sweet.
Yeah.
I like it.
So this sounds crazy, but I do this all the time actually.
Wait, how often are you crying?
I cry all the time.
Okay.
I cry all the time. If you pinch yourself ever so slightly so nobody sees what you're doing, it literally takes your mind off the fact that you're about to cry.
Where do you pinch yourself?
I usually pinch, on my arm or just
down
like
here?
Inside, yeah.
This is good.
Just a little pinch.
Hard?
Oh, enough for you to, slap back into reality.
Okay.
Don't draw blood though.
Yeah. Wow.
That will not look good dripping on your wedding dress.
That would be so bad.
Yeah.
We give all these tips and we have like all these bloody brides.
If you put your tongue to the roof of your mouth, it will prevent you from crying.
I actually have tried that.
Really?
And it does work. And I don't know if it works because of like your tongue's really touching the roof of your mouth or because you've just stopped thinking about it and now you're thinking about something else.
Diversion.
Yeah. That works.
Okay.
Or it also helps with like laughing at inappropriate times.
Sure.
I'm really good at that. Here's the thing, I don't like to cry in front of people, but I do cry. Like, I'm not a robot. So if I'm ever crying, I'll just kind of look up. And I don't know if it just dries your eyes out or what, but just kind of looking up at the ceiling.
That works.
Because I think closing your eyes makes it worse.
Right.
But looking up works every time.
Right. It's like the tears, they know they can't come out when
None
you're
of
looking
that.
up. But when you look
None of
down,
that.
they're saying, oh, we can come out now.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so another major concern for brides is your makeup. And if you're a crier, or even if you're a surprise crier, how do you keep from ruining your makeup?
Right.
So waterproof mascara. Probably won't come off for like 4 days after your wedding, but it works. Using concealer under your eyes and then setting it with a powder. That way, whatever does roll down doesn't smear, and then you can just touch it up with powder and it's super easy. Which reminds me, always keep a touch-up kit. And this could be like a bridesmaid or a maid of honor job, is to make sure you have like powder and a lipstick and stuff like that in a baggie, so that if the tears start to ruin the makeup, they've got it covered.
And I would imagine that people can carry tissues with them, knowing that they might have to dab their eyes here and there.
But if you have like your maid of honor, your bridesmaid, or even the groom carries tissues or a handkerchief or something, I think tissues have better absorption, but whatever works.
If you're in a moment where you know it's going to be emotional, you try to inject a little bit of humor into the situation.
That could be something so cute though, like, I mean, my problem was the opposite where I couldn't stop laughing, but if you're crying and your husband's standing there, he can like tell you a quick joke and it'll kind of stop it, make you laugh, and then you can keep going. Yeah. That's another great tip. Talk about it. Talk about it beforehand. Plan for it. Figure out what works for the couple. Yes. And then you know, it's like, you might have to pinch me to get me to stop crying. Also though, okay, this happened. Oh my gosh, shoot, I totally forgot this happened. So another reason I was laughing all through the ceremony is because I had lipstick on my teeth. When you're standing in front of all these people, I can't do all the weird faces and things I do.
Does he give you like baseball signals?
No, he just says it really loud. He's like, you have lipstick on your teeth. In the middle of our ceremony, and I was like, oh God. So I'm laughing through this whole thing because I have lipstick on my teeth. The whole thing's moving really fast.
Well, how can you not laugh at that?
Right. So another great tip is don't look directly into your partner's eyes, which sounds kind of crazy, but it can really help you in focusing if you're not staring directly in their eyes. And you say, for you, like it helps you emotionally too, not break down.
Yes.
If you're playing a song that means something to you or is touching to you, I don't like the word touching. If you're playing a song that means something to you while you're doing the vows, it's kind of like your first dance. It can be really hard not to get emotional. So no, we're not saying cut the music, change it. We're saying don't focus on the music. Now, if you can handle listening to music, saying the vows, all that stuff, great, go for it. Enjoy the whole moment. You made it. But if you can't, ditch the music. You'll hear it later. All right, guys, so we've given you a lot of good tips for keeping from crying or laughing or what to do if those things happen. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it might just happen.
Absolutely. Everybody, this is an emotional time, so you're probably going to cry or get a little choked up, and that's okay. If you cry a little bit, you cry a little bit. It's okay.
And it's your day.
Absolutely.
Who cares? I laughed through the entire thing, and our families laughed with us. I got a couple of questions afterwards, but they all laughed with us. It's a funny memory. So if it happens, it happens. But if you're afraid of it happening, there's definitely some things you can do. Well, Angie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's fun having you.
This was fun.
Good. And then thank you guys, for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Again, I'm Gabby, this is Angie, and this is Wedding Workshop TV. And next time, join us with your own glass of wine. Cheers. If you're looking for more wedding tips and tricks, be sure to check out our last episode.